Thank you very much, Stan, and I'm delighted to hear your hometown is Gdynia. Well, I am going to Gdansk in May for the next high-level group on road safety, and I can take the opportunity to start with a note of optimism. It is possible for member states to make significant progress. Poland did it, and so you should be proud of your country of origin, even if still on fatalities close to the average. It is one of the places of hope when I look across the 27 member states. Dear Stan, Honourable Member of Parliament, Giesecke, Olivier, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here tonight for the DEKRA conference and see so many friends of the road safety community. The launch of this report has become a real milestone in the road safety calendar, and this happens in a very timely moment. This week is dedicated to road safety. Certainly for me, we have the Excellence in Road Safety Awards tomorrow and the high-level group on road safety on Friday. And next week, of course, we will celebrate, or mark, I should say, the annual World Day of Remembrance for road victims. So this is certainly events that are important reminders to all of us as road users that road safety is and must remain a very high priority. We have set ourselves, the European Union, very ambitious goals. Our targets are clear. It's to reduce road fatalities and serious injuries by 50% by 2030, and to achieve Vision Zero, zero deaths and serious injuries on European roads by 2050. You may be used to hearing me saying this, but after all, I'm the European Road Safety Coordinator, so it's my duty to remind you that these are the goals, and also to remind you maybe of three very simple facts. The first one is that this collective commitment by all 27 member states is unique in the world, guiding all our interventions, be they through legislation, funding, or peer learning and outreach. And frankly, the rest of the world are looking to Europe on the basis of this level of ambition and trying to replicate that. The second point I want to remind you tonight is that it can be done. Vision Zero can be done. Yes, over 20,000 people lost their lives on EU roads in 2023. But if you compare that situation on Europe's road now with what it was 10 years ago, then we see that there are now around 4,000 fewer deaths on the roads each year, despite an ever-growing vehicle fleet. So this is, after all, significant progress. It can be done. And as I said, we see member states where the improvements has been very, very significant. But thirdly, of course, the rate of progress isn't fast enough, and Stan mentioned some of the figures, so I won't repeat them, but we should be cutting our number of road deaths by 4 to 5% each year, and we are now only achieving something like a reduction of 1% per year. So there is certainly a need to search for new technologies, new solutions to get back on track to meet the target. And when I look across the statistics from member states, I see some achieving much more than 4 to 5% reductions. So it sort of comforts me that it is possible. And then I see others that go in the opposite direction. So clearly, we need to continue acting on all the levels of the safe system approach. So as you know, the EU approach is the safe system. So we look at behavior, we look at speed, we look at safe vehicles, and we look, of course, at enforcement and post-crash care. And just a small parenthesis in terms of legislation before the Parliament and Council. We had a road safety package that was presented in March last year, and already made very good progress agreeing with the co-legislators on the cross-border enforcement directive. And we are in the middle of trilogues on the driver license directive, and soon I hope on the driver disqualification directive. So in terms of legislation at EU level, things are happening. And then, of course, Mr. Giesecke, we just had the hearing of our new Commissioner. Thank you very much. You extracted a lot of bold commitments from our future Commissioner that our team now will have to deliver. And there's certainly a lot in this area. You mentioned, Stan, the access to in-vehicle data. That certainly is an issue that will come up when we present the road safety or the roadworthiness package, the 3 directives that cover the PTIs that you talked about. It's ready. We're just waiting for Parliament maybe to vote and approve the new college. Then we can get to work. But that package is ready to be presented. But we also, or our Commission also confirmed that we should be working on corporate fleets, on cross-border rental cars, and then a very small thing called the Automotive Industrial Action Plan, which seems like a nice and easy task now to address the issues of competitiveness in Europe's automotive industry. So I don't think the Commission or DG Move will be bored in the next 5 years. We will find a lot of things on our plate. Tonight, rightly, we focus on infrastructure with this report. Roads that are well designed and well maintained, of course, can significantly reduce the risk of crashes, reduce the severity of those that do occur, and save lives. And one of the messages, indeed, of the Commissioner designate for sustainable transport and tourism, Mr. Tsikostas, during his hearing, was the need for massive investments in transport infrastructure. And he also did say that safety was his first priority. This means, as the Court of Auditors also recently reminded us, making road safety a stronger priority when funding and building road infrastructure. We must make sure this happens whether investments are done under EU grants, EIB loans, concessions or national and regional funding in urban areas like on the photo or on rural roads. It doesn't matter. The standards and the goals for the future should be the same, whatever the source of funding. Now, how can we ensure that? Well, we are working with the member states on what is called a network-wide assessment that is mandated under the Road Infrastructure Safety Management Directive. So member states have 2025, I think it is, to produce their assessments. The author and responsible gentleman is there in the room, so any questions? So they will make these assessments. By the end of the year, they will report to Mircea, to the European Commission. And that will allow member states to identify the priority road stretches that warrant the earliest intervention to help lives. So the idea is really simple. Let's invest in making dangerous roads safe. Let's find those roads and then give the guidance that is needed. And so we will be doing robust road safety audits with clear road safety criteria in our public procurement and regular inspections and upgrading of existing road infrastructure. That's what you can do when you have the knowledge, when you have the data and the evidence that is presented in DEKRA's report. So I therefore, because the timing is perfect, warmly welcome DEKRA's report on this topic, because it clearly exposes all the issues to be considered when designing a safer and more inclusive infrastructure. It shows the effect. I shouldn't reveal the messages, you will present them, but it shows the effects infrastructure has on behavior of users and therefore on road safety. So listen carefully and keep it in mind when you leave the room and start using infrastructure outside here. It should affect your behavior. So I would like to thank DEKRA warmly for producing this year's report. It is important, and I also want to thank you for your unwavering commitment to road safety. And with that, I would conclude my remarks to say, of course, if we continue to be dedicated, and I'm sure we all are in this room, innovative, very important, but also collaborating with all the stakeholders here, and we follow this vision of Vision Zero, then it certainly is very likely that we will achieve our target. With that, thank you very much, and congratulations on the report.